And so despite the fact that she's not getting through the start, which I imagine is very frustrating, oh, she sticks it now though, clearly learning so much from her previous attempts and making those adjustments.
Absolutely, 41 seconds. She'll have that first zone now. Wait for the scores, gets a heel in, makes the match, and she's aiming now for zone number 2. Chalks up, and that toe and heel combination will allow her to do that.
Really opening the hips there. You can see she's got a heel in, she's turning her knee out and able to lift her weight onto her heel. Really smart climbing.
It's interesting, the lead specialism, you can see her hanging there looking way more comfortable as she chalks up. It's like she locked into a different mode.
Nice straight arm, like really efficient. Is the steeper section, I guess, but still where Yiju's climbing, it's incredibly overhanging and these holds are so slopey. They've not got anything extra. When you hit this jump, you're having as well as the swing outwards. There's so much going on. I'm sure movement specialists are going to be geeking out about this one. I know Udo loves to kind of break down movement. It means that she'll be hungry in this round. She'll be wanting to show something. She'll be kind of really ready to showcase what she's capable of. And gaining that first zone, Kyra looking really solid through that start. Many attempts, but it meant that she was able to learn on each attempt, make those corrections, and yeah, get really stuck into the meat of the climb.
Absolutely. And she starts that run again, skipping across, going there with 30 seconds to go. It's been fascinating watching Yiju. She tried it statically just now, trying to get the left foot way out left onto the black volume, but didn't work.
I expect she'll change that now and try to go more dynamically, but that decision will be based on how it feels and whether she sees that as a viable option. Yeah, it's a feisty move, that one.
Yeah, very shouldery into that zone.
Yeah, I do think it's unforgiving. It would be cool to see Hélène make that other sequence work, but I think maybe you just have to get really feisty on that first jump.
All right, and Jane up to the sloper on zone 1, drops back down and resets, gets the toe in, and with that toe locked in, it makes that zone move a bit easier.
It just makes it possible, I think. You know, she reached up to the zone, realized how terrible that hold was, corrected her mistake, and that you need the toe. The reason the toe works, it sinks the hips down, so suddenly you're hanging underneath that sloper. You're not kind of, your hips aren't underneath your hands, your hips are way under the wall, and then the sloper gets a lot more positive.
Yeah, and she looked good then, chalked up, and then went for the top half of this boulder. Yellow at the bottom, blue at the top. And now, as you said at the beginning, really getting involved with these slopers, wrapping that right arm around it, creeping the fingers up.
You can see here just how terrible that sloper is. There's no extra jib, nothing screwed onto that. It's just rounded.
Absolutely, yeah. Just friction alone holding her on there. Bit of tape on that middle finger. And she's eyeing up the edge of the black volume where lots of chalk is left.
So strong through that move there, and flicking her right hand up to the other black volume to create a compression between the two. Smart.
Yeah. No. Coming back from an injury, and you could see that left knee with the protection on it. Jane Kim, the system is new if you're used to just World Cups. The boulder is worth 25 points, and Jane beat now a separate discipline, and I think that's good for everyone. It was the right way forward.
It is the right way forward. It makes sense.
Didn't get that done, so she leaves the stage. Jane Kim is back. That bow in her hair, Jane Kim is like the perfection of a climber. You know, she's powerful movements.
Yeah, such strong biceps. Really, really good climber on the powerful, steeper sections, but showing that she's capable of climbing to the volume and try and squeeze. Unfortunately, she was a bit low in the shoulders, so that didn't work, but close effort.
Yeah, good work from her. And now Jane Kim, we see a nice top-down angle of this boulder. So she starts the run, but always moving backwards.
We're going to see many big things from her. I say that as she stood on the stage of the semi-finals of the lead and boulder at the World Championships, just getting it. You want to end in a position where you're really stable. So kind of moving as quickly from one position of comfort to another and keeping your hips into the wall, not swinging out too far. There's a lot going on.
There really is, yeah. This is brilliant at the moment. Really enjoying this. The men's semi-final come flat hold, sort of flat sideways hold. And Jane Kim goes back to the start, faces the other direction, twists in, squatting down on that left leg.
So she's got the 5 zone, and now I think she's trying to figure out a different way. She looks like she's going to try and beat a break, so do something different that isn't intended but is entirely allowed. You can see if she touches the floor, if any part of her touches the floor, she'll be called off the wall. Her knee is so close. I wouldn't want to be judging this one. Only 10 seconds on the clock, but fair play to try something different. Interestingly, the other athletes are walking back to isolation now, so have maybe seen Jayan try this. I wonder if maybe they'll try it too. Obviously, they're not on board, and then it can often be hard to understand why aren't they now getting the 10 points, but they have to repeat the moves. They need to start at the bottom of the climb every time, aiming to get to the top. Once that 5 zone is locked in on that 10 zone, they've got those points on the board, but they still need to start at the bottom, repeat a move that maybe doesn't feel right to them. You'll see some more experienced athletes or maybe boulder specialists able to repeat moves a lot more effectively than other athletes. Molly has got that zone. She's not able to stick this move again. Hopefully she's able to learn and repeat that movement, but not an easy thing to do if it's not in your comfort zone.
And how frustrating is that? You know, once you've done a move, you think, goodness, I can do it, I did it. Why can't I do it now? Does that play into your head?
Oh my goodness, does it play into your head? Yes is the answer to that, especially when the clock is ticking down and all you want to do is try that top section. Jayan's so just excited. I was at the IFSC board meeting yesterday. There was so much buzz around this event. A huge congratulations.
Think about her. She's on boulder 1. A couple of attempts in. So is in the shoulder move of the first zone. And Molly has her hands on her hips and just trying to figure this out. Laser focused on the first few holds.
Yeah, Jessie, which is the hardest foot move of this boulder. Quite a tricky move to do, especially when you're not on a very good hold, and it won't work with the heel round because it's just too far away.
Yeah, I think she'll change it up for the next go. So is onto this nasty jump though. She eyes it up, chalks up, sets herself. And again, trying to pause that momentum a bit. Oriane's method and that, you can see now how positive Oriane was with those moves, and easier when you're moving quickly a little.
Much more confident. Also, Brooke knows Oriane just did that boulder, I think, because she was behind the wall setting up for her attempt. So the pressure is different for Brooke than what it was for Oriane. The move is that she left her left hand behind. So instead of fully committing, going right, she tried to kind of stay on the left hand, hitting the right hand and the foot at the same time. I think she needs to lose the left hand, jump and commit fully to the right, and then she can get up on that undercut and really engage the right bicep. But wow, a hard move and up high on the second boulder.
Yeah, big commitment from Brooke. Jessie hits the first zone once more. So on the first zone as well. Jessie getting it this time, holding that swing. Boulder 3 yet.
Time to figure out the foot placement to go to that last hold, but great that she was able to keep her composure, figure that out, didn't look flustered at any point and just kept it together.
Brilliant work from Jessie Pilz. And Shenso, the lead specialist, is going to have to do some special climbing in this lead comp in order to come at Yanya Gambet, for example. And then dropping down, these athletes, well, talking about work to do. Zelia Avazu starting off at 34.3. All the way down to the bottom. Laura Rogara, not the best rolled around for her, 18.9. And at this point, it leaves it really up to the other athletes to make mistakes. There's not much recovering there. And then down at the bottom, Iju So, 21 athletes in the women.